What's up for May? 4 bright planets, morning and night, a chance of meteor showers, and waiting for a nova. For planet watching this month, you'll find Mars and Jupiter in the west following sunset. Mars sticks around for several hours after it gets dark, but Jupiter is setting by 9:30 or 10 p.m. and getting lower in the sky each day. The first quarter moon appears right next to the red planet on the 3rd. Find them in the west during the first half of the night that evening. In the morning sky, Venus and Saturn are the planets to look for in May. They begin the month appearing close together on the sky and progressively pull farther apart as the month goes on. For several days in late May, early risers will enjoy a gathering of the moon with Saturn and Venus in the eastern sky before dawn. Watch as the moon passes the two planets while becoming an increasingly slimmer crescent. You'll find the moon hanging between Venus and Saturn on the 23rd. Early May brings the annual Eta Aquarid meteor shower. These are meteors that originate from comet Halley. Earth passes through the comet's dust stream each May and again in October. Eta Aquarids are fast-moving, and a lot of them produce persistent dust trains that linger for seconds after the meteor's initial streak. This is one of the best annual showers in the southern hemisphere, but tends to be more subdued north of the equator, where we typically see 10 to 20 meteors per hour. On the peak night this year, the moon sets by around 3 a.m., leaving dark skies until dawn for ideal viewing conditions. While the peak is early on the morning of May 6th, the 2 or 3 nights before that are also decent opportunities to spy a few shooting stars. Astronomers have been waiting expectantly for light from a distant explosion to reach us here on Earth. An event called a nova is anticipated to occur sometime in the coming months. Some 3,000 light-years away is a binary star system called T Coronae Borealis, or TCRB. It consists of a red giant star with a smaller white dwarf star orbiting closely around it. Now, the giant's outer atmosphere is all puffed up, and the dwarf star is close enough that its gravity continually captures some of the giant's hydrogen. About every 80 years, the white dwarf has accumulated so much of the other star's hydrogen that it ignites a thermonuclear explosion, and that's the nova. T Coronae Borealis is located in the constellation Corona Borealis, or the Northern Crown, and it's normally far too faint to see with the unaided eye. But it's predicted the nova will be as bright as the constellation's brightest star, which is about as bright as the North Star Polaris. You'll find Corona Borealis right in between the two bright stars Arcturus and Vega. You can use the Big Dipper's handle to point you to the right part of the sky. Try having a look for it on clear, dark nights before the nova, so you'll have a comparison when a new star suddenly becomes visible there. Now, you may have heard about this months ago as astronomers started keeping watch for the nova midway through 2024, but it hasn't happened yet. Predicting exactly when novas or any sort of stellar outburst will happen is tricky. But excitement began growing when astronomers observed the star to dim suddenly, much as it did right before its previous nova in 1946. When the nova finally does occur, it won't stay bright for long, likely flaring in peak brightness for only a few days. And since it's not predicted again for another 80 years, you might just want to join the watch for this super rare, naked-eye stellar explosion in the sky. Here are the phases of the moon for May. You can stay up to date on all of NASA's missions exploring the solar system and beyond at science.nasa.gov. I'm Preston Dykes from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and that's what's up for this month.
Welcome to our series, Moving America Forward. Each week we'll be focusing on America's entrepreneurs as they take us to new roads, new opportunities, new ways to fill the gaps left by today's failing companies. Our series will be looking at that and a lot more. So come with me and watch as the entrepreneurs of our nation move into the future.
And I'm Doug Llewellyn here in our studios in Los Angeles with our guests who are the co-founders of a company known as Global Domains International, which is headquartered in Carlsbad, California. To begin, Michael, a short while ago you had a chance to chat and answer a few questions from William Shatner. Let's take a quick look at how that went, just a brief portion of it, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's roll the tape.
I know that you're deeply involved in the technology field, but what are some of your advancements and How's it helpful to move America forward?
Well, Mr. Shatner, as we all know, the internet started here in America, and it's obviously become one of the world's most important global resources. Our company was founded in 1999, and although we have thousands of English-speaking customers in every country, the global market is still in its infancy, and that's for a very good reason. We're focused on helping the billions of internet users now who are out there who don't use English as their primary language to access websites directly using their own native character sets. As the global registry for all .ws domain names worldwide, our company fully intends to become the most recognized top-level domain on the planet, setting the global standard, much like .com did here in the United States, but for English-speaking users. Our company is also unique in that we pay out 50% of all revenue brought to us from our domestic and our global affiliate base worldwide. So, in addition to solving the internet's biggest problem, we're also offering the chance for people all over the world to earn a significant extra income from home, no matter where they live on the planet.
Michael, that is really absolutely fascinating what you were pointing out to William Shatner. Let me ask you something.
Sure.
Most people have no idea of what goes on in the internet, but why is it so critically important, as you pointed out, that your company is now making it possible for people in other lands to use their own native language and their own...
Sure. The biggest way I think to illustrate the issue is, imagine if the internet had just started in China, for example. And to get onto the internet and go to a specific site, you had to type in Chinese characters.
We'd be up the creek.
I wouldn't even try. Would you?
I wouldn't either, no.
No. So therein lies the problem, because not everybody speaks English.
You've come up with a system to make it easier.
Yes.
Is that how it works? What is your version of this, Alan? How do you explain it?
The way we've conquered this problem is given the users the ability to now, on their keyboard, when they're typing in their character set, to easily get to the websites that they're used to typing in the character set that they know.
So that, in a nutshell, is the key. In the same time, you've come up with a domain name that is different from what everybody else is kind of fairly familiar with, but that is going to work on a worldwide basis.
Right,
even though
right.
I guess most of them work on a worldwide basis.
Most
do. People are familiar with .com, .net, .org, .tv, for this field. But what domain name is it that you have acquired?
Our company administers the domain name .ws, which stands for website, if you have the Latin or English-based alphabet character set, or world site, if it's any of the other of the dozens of different native character sets that are used on the planet, which is a vast majority.
And as you pointed out, there's a huge advantage to the WS website or world site.
Yeah.
But what is it?
Yeah, well, there's over 2 billion people on the internet right now. Now it's become very much the minority are strictly English speakers, yet during the whole growth of the internet, there have been used what are called bilingual keyboards. So what you see is a normal looking keyboard to us, but it's got our alphabet on it, but below each letter, it's also got the corresponding keys or the characters for that particular language. So individuals going to sites like a .com, that's all they had in the beginning, or .net or .org, where they're used to typing in their, our language character set, the ones that were bold enough to do it, and typing .com or toggling it. Now, our video on our site explains this very clearly. It's actually a very, very critical thing, but the idea is that if you look at the keyboard, .com is just kind of all over the place, .com. So, and there's 3 letters there. .ws is really nice because you just type the dot and then WS right there. It's very close together.
And on our keyboard, the W and S are on top of each. One's on top of W
it's really
and
easy
then S.
to use.
They're right there.
Yeah, which to us makes it clear that as far as global use for users of any language, since they're used to doing that anyways, it's in perfect position for them to use it. for their own native language characters.
So it's really it's ease of use from that
Very,
perspective.
very easy. Yeah. Now, as far as the affiliate program goes,
why don't we let Alan explain that?
sure.
I think the biggest opportunity we give in the affiliate program is that imagining dialing the clock back 20 years now, and if you had the opportunity to buy the first .com names. So these affiliates out there now are saying, okay, I can buy business.ws in that character set that they're familiar with, whether it's in Hindi, Hebrew, Cyrillic, whatever it may be.
Right.
So not only can they buy that name in that character set, they could promote a program in their country with their character set for other people to do the same thing. And that's something that we've kind of opened up compared to, say, 20 years ago when .com came about. Most people didn't think there was going to be as much value. So that's what the affiliate program really does in that new character set program.
So what do you see for the future of this?
Amazing things. Like Alan was talking about.
We only have 20 seconds left.
Super quick.
Yeah.
Well, if you could have gotten a premium.com, back in the beginning for a few bucks and sold it for a few million, like's happened countless times, you'd be a pretty happy guy. The opportunity has just been replicated, except on maybe a scale that's 50 or so times bigger.
Well, it's just an extraordinary story. To learn more about it, you really have to invest in depth on your website, and there's much more information. Gentlemen, this is really interesting. I want to learn more. I'm going to go study that website.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
This organization represents companies across our great nation that embody the spirit, dedication, know-how, and can-do attitude which has made America the great nation it is today. And now let's present the Keeping America Strong Award.
Now it's my honor to present this very prestigious award to Michael Starr and Alan Azir, the co-founders of Global Domains International, headquartered in San Diego, for the outstanding work they're doing to help keep America moving forward. Gentlemen, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. This is a great honor. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm William Shatner, and for all of us at Moving America Forward, thanks for watching.